Hi, it's Tammy, and I'm just going to run through the different types and strategies. I refer to them a lot as I go through the Where's the Sun videos, and I just wanted to have a quick spot where people could click on it and within a couple minutes hear an overall summary of the types and strategies. So I'm going to start with the manifester. The manifester has what's called a motor to the throat. That would be the root center, the will center, the emotional solar plexus. It has a direct route, colored in lines on the channels to the throat. These people have the ability to just do it. In fact, they're the only ones that can really just do it. There are some things that might get in the way of just doing it, but that's too complex for these videos. So overall, the manifester can have an idea and implement it. That's the key word. Implement and be successful? Yes. Do all the work? No. They need somebody under them that they can give the work to. And the problem there is that they might not always think that the person that they're giving the work to is qualified or is as good as them. And the fact of the matter is, if you don't give it to these people, if you don't take the time to train them to do it the way you want, if you don't do it in a way that fosters teamwork of some sort, whatever you just did isn't going to be very successful, or you're going to burn yourself out so bad that you're not going to have the energy to continue with your plan. So, something that happens a lot with the manifestors is anger. And it's a very destructive, self-absorbed anger, because actually they'll turn that energy of not being able to do what they had tried to do, and they'll kind of put it on themselves, and they'll destroy themselves with it. So you got to be very careful of that. So if you're a manifestor, just remember to inform people, to take the time to teach people, and to force yourself to rely on people. I know it's difficult, but it's the best way for you. Manifesting generators have a similar theme of the anger, because what happens with them is that they have, in addition to another motor, they have the sacral to the throat. And the sacral is workforce and life force energy. So as long as they're responding to something in their outer reality, they can initiate and they can be very successful. Again, you have to tell people what you're doing. Manifesting generators move very, very quickly and often make mistakes. I personally am not a manifesting generator, but I'm surrounded by them, so I tend to act like one. And I do every day try to shake that, because I think I'd make a little less typos and a little less mistakes if I could just be the true generator that I am. So that's a goal for me. Generators, worker bees. Work, 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 work. We'll work ourselves to death. We'll have 15 jobs. We'll do a million things. Throw in a define 34 and forget it. That generator is going to run circles around anybody that comes near them. And the 30. But anyway, generators do need to respond to something outside of themselves. I was having a conversation on my Facebook page today with someone who was saying, if you're in a relationship or something with two people that have to wait to respond, how do you get anything done? Well, it doesn't have to be an actual question, although you can also ask questions and put them out there to people. So the example I like to use is your alarm clock. Your alarm clock goes off in the morning, you hit snooze. Your alarm clock didn't ask you a question, but you're responding to something in your outer reality. Questions are great, though. If everybody could learn to walk around asking everybody else questions, it would be much easier to respond to things. But you have to look for those subtle things, and you'd be amazed at how many things are out there to respond to. Okay, so now we move on to the projector. The projectors are born managers. The projectors have information that it seems like no one else really has. They're very intelligent. They know how to get from point A to point B, and they'll give you the 72 steps in between. What happens a lot with projectors is that as they're giving you those steps, you're realizing you never asked for those steps, and you're getting frustrated at them because they're talking and they're just trying to help. So if you are a projector, wait for that invitation to share that information, and you'll be best heard. Otherwise, you're wasting energy that you really don't have, because again, you don't have a sacral center, very much like the manifestor. So if you jump into something and you don't have additional energies that push you to completion, you may never complete it. Or you may be forcefully pushing through something that other people are resisting because you weren't invited to do it. So say you walk into my house and you just start cleaning it, and you never said, hey, do you need help cleaning your house? You know, I'm going to be standing there like, why are you touching my stuff? You know, I watch those shows like Hoarders and Extreme Hoarders or whatever it's called, and I wonder sometimes how these people got into these situations. You know, did somebody's kid call up and say, go to my mother's? Did they ever sit down with the woman and say, hey, may I do this? I think if we keep in mind that a lot of people, most of the people, need to be invited or asked, or they need to respond to something, um, you get a much better outcome from that. So again, with projectors, make sure that you're being asked for the information that you're given, or that you were invited into the situation. Now, again, if you have two projectors in a room, you're not going to starve to death because neither one of you can ask the other to go out to dinner. It's that you have to respect the answer. So if you say to your projector friend, hey, do you want to go out to eat? And they say, no, I'm really tired. You can say, oh, all right. Not, how about next Tuesday? How about next Wednesday? Why are you tired? How about 15 minutes? You never want to go anywhere. Blah, 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 blah. It just, don't do it. Finally, the reflector. Reflectors don't have any defined centers. They are very open to everyone's energies around them. So that strategy is one of going out and seeing what other people think. So a reflector shouldn't even go on a car lot and buy a car. A reflector should go look at a car, sit back, talk to their friends. They say 28 days. I personally have only done, I think, 2 reflector charts in the time that I have been doing human design, which has been years now. They're very few and far between, so I can't say for sure what I think of the 28 days. If you are a reflector and you'd like to make a comment, that would be awesome. But they're very receptive. Also, if you're sitting in a room with a reflector, they're going to be acting out the energies in that room, in your town, in your community, in the world. They have a lot of burden on them. So there's something to behold, I think. So anyway, for a reflector, try and get the information from other people. Now, I hope this has been helpful. I know it's really quick, although I'm looking at the time on the recording and it's 7 minutes, and I try not to do 7-minute long videos because I don't want people to lose interest. So I hope you can either fast forward or whatever you need to do to get the information you wanted out of this video. And again, if you have questions on it, tamc2006@gmail.com. I think it's really important for people to get more information on human design, because as much as you can read it in a book or you can watch these videos, there's so much more detail involved as specific to you. Everybody is just a little bit different. We're not all like one kind or one type. We all have these other things that manifest within us that make us very unique. So let me know if you have any questions, and take care. Bye-bye.